Melbourne enjoying a handy lead. Can Carlton come back? Madden wins it down. Could have been a push in the back to Yates. Oh, Wilson. That was interesting. And there'll be a ball up. Wilson trying to soccer it out of there about 3 or 4 times. And his intention's quite obvious. Dwyer and Madden, Melbourne have dominated on the ball. Grinter off the ground. Wilson off the ground in turn. They've squared it. The contest close to the boundary line now, and Reece Jones content to push it across the boundary line, and we'll have a throw in. Ken Hunter on the bench again. He finished the second term on the ground. Madden, a test of strength, wins it down. Johnston, like a cake of soap in there at the present time, showing courage. Glasgow sliding like a base runner going to second into the legs of the oncoming traffic. Deserving of the free, he sends it towards midfield. Valiant attempt to mark by O'Dwyer. Alvin does nicely to Bradley. Bradley kicks inside 50. Digitised with courage takes the mark, flirted with the idea of going on, stops, and he'll kick it goal from about 30 metres out, almost directly in front.
It's a pretty good build-up, that. Great courageous mark then from Digitised. And it's just the goal that can really get this Carlton side back on the track of making up this leeway.
Well, he hasn't kicked one to date. In fact, Carlton have kicked only 4 in the first half. So it would be an understatement to say they need it. John Digitised looking to get the Blues away, will not with that kick. Out of bounds on the full. Well, the margin is 5-3, but with that rain we've had, Malcolm, is it even greater?
Well, yes, you always have 2 or 3 extra goals in wet conditions because the ball is a lot harder to handle.
So the Blues are going to find it tough. Brian Wilson didn't realise that the whistle had sounded, or if he did, he wasn't going to tell anyone. Looking for the advantage, but it did not come off. Back to Yates. To centre wing. Bit of pushing and shoving is allowed to go on. Glasgow will be first to it, but he's claimed. Spalding, Alvin, Lovell. Lovell gets a nice hand pass out. They're looking dangerous again in towards full forward, but Dunlop is on the last line of defence. Backed his judgment well. Gets it out to Kennedy. Kennedy towards Bradley, and he sees it over the line. Well, Newport's done a grand job on Craig Bradley today. At the moment, his colours have been lowered, but we've still got just under a half of football to go. And Carlton have displayed a habit of coming back. Dunlop and Steins, a bit of aerial ping-pong. Eventually Blackwell. Kernahan, a nudge. Play on, the advantage is paid. He got away with it to Meldrum. In towards Satori. Can't take it on the half volley. Sean White comes steaming through. Sockers it across the ground, and we'll do it again. Getting it into the half back line. Now Stretch. Melbourne out of trouble and doing it easily to Lovett. Back again to Yates. Towards Steins. And a great mark taken by Steins in the right forward pocket.
Gee, great skill in those conditions for the 3 Melbourne players. Fantastic stuff.
So Steins. Let's fly with a torpedo punt and big Justin Madden over the back. Thumps it defensively over the line for 1 behind. 9-8. Plays 4 goals 4. Kennedy again. Going down the middle. O'Dwyer from behind. Aitken. Oh, he's had a day he will like to forget at the moment. Nailey. Poor kick. It's high and it's difficult to grab. Kernahan. Almost at the second attempt. Fisted down to Healy. Coming back into form. He pulls it back beautifully for Wilson. Over the top he'll go to Steins. And Steins will goal for Melbourne.
What I'd really like for Father's Day is an electric shaver. One that can give me a closer, smoother shave than I'm used to. A shaver with 3 settings. 1 for my chin and cheeks. 2 for the difficult areas. And 3 for trimming the sideburns. A clever cord or cordless shaver I can plug in or recharge and keep in the car or take with me to the office and even on the fishing trips.
Buy Dad a Braun shaver and you'll get $10 cash back and your dad could win a luxury car for a weekend.
Now that's a great great Father's Day gift.
10-8 to 4-4. They fight a draw in the middle. Newport over the ball. Johnston almost held without it. Nayley was taken high. Johnston's awarded the free kick. He plays on. Unloads deep into the forward line. Knocked away by Hughes. Then he finds it on the ground. Well played by the defender. Swings it out wide. Stretch. Draws a man. Yates, who's been brilliant today. Forward of half-back. Intelligent kick taken by Lovell. Back it comes to Yates. Well shepherded on the outer side too there by Viney. Down towards the pocket goes the kick. Spalding, was he interfered with? Not according to the umpire. Crown wanted the free. Dunlop meantime gets it to Albin, who under pressure scrambles it around the outer side. Glasgow couldn't hang on. Hand pass came over the top and they work it forward, Carlton, but only as far as the lunging man on the outer side, Dersma, who's displayed great courage and recuperative powers today. And the ball will be bounced or thrown up, depending on the disposition of the umpire on the outer side wing. Dersma gets it like a magnet, sends it around the outer side. It tumbles out of bounds. Muddied, but not bowed. Jamie Dersma. John Northey keeps the phone perpetually off the hook. Lyon, who started the game superbly. Lovell thought about soccering. Glasgow pushing the back. Meldrum should have got the free. The advantage is paid. Nayley comes away towards half forward with a kick. White over the top of Dorotic. He enjoyed that. Murphy, great tackle by Lovett. Ball jarred free. Herman, Johnston towards the 50-metre line. Kernahan, he's found some space. Pulls it back, a centering kick. Newport does it again. Right alongside Bradley. It comes to Herman, who pulls it back. But he's way off target. He puts it out of bounds on the full in the left full forward pocket.
So Alan Johnson, who's been in the thick of things today, kicks out off the side of the boot slightly, and it is touched before going over the line. 10-8 to 4-4. Carlton still yet or unable to make any impression on this grand Melbourne lead. Yates sets off a string of handballs and they're away again towards the half-forward line. The kick is long down towards the 50-metre line. Steins is racing for it. Rhys Jones is there too, so do Dunlop. The ball will beat them all. Melbourne know they must win. Carlton's form in recent weeks, although they have been winning, they've struggled. And they're struggling now. Yates, long, tumbling punt down towards the full forward line. No mark taken. Game effort by Spalding. And Glasgow defensively goes over the line for one behind. 10-9, 69. Carlton, 4-4, 28. Carlton have come back. The margin, more often than not, has not been this great. Glasgow to half-back. Madden. Clever tap on trying to get the ball running was Hannah. Couldn't do so. Bradley, soccer style, but straight past Wayne Johnston. Brinter ridden into the ground. Meldrum over the top towards Kernahan. Sean White displays some exemplary skills. Hannah fighting hard. A high kick inside 50. Kernahan's got to stand his ground. Johnson affects the spoil. And look at Alan Johnson down the bottom there. He has done a great job. To the 50-metre defensive line. Stretch gets Melbourne out of trouble. Now Healy and Blackwell. Wayne Blackwell over the line. And Blackwell hasn't had the best of days. Madden again, who spent time on the interchange bench in the second quarter. Rhys Jones. Aitken at the bottom. Todd Viney. Leg. Didn't stop him getting his hand pass away. Jackson. And Kennedy applying the tackle. And the ball going back to Todd Viney. Well, the sting's really gone out of the game with this heavy rain coming during the half-time interval. The ball will go back again. But for Melbourne, they're probably not too concerned, Malcolm, because they're the ones with the big lead.
Yes, they are. Carlton really must do something in and around the ball, and you know, Bradley being covered. I suggested before perhaps Meldrum or even Rhys Jones on the ball, just to do something to break it up, to be creative.
Viney into the pocket. Lovell, did he get there in time? I don't think so. No, out of bounds on the 4.
Hardly worth waiting for. Alvin's got the free in the back pocket. Back towards half-back. Kernahan up in front, fisting on. Bradley, was he held without it? Not according to the umpire. Hannah does well in a tight situation. Hugs the boundary with a floating kick. Dorotich back with courage. 2 Melbourne players spoil each other. One of their few blemishes, White and Johnson, but White keen to make amends. Just pushes the ball across the boundary line. Just remonstrates with his teammate subtly. 10-9, 4-4. Kernahan wide of the pack, but it's taken by a stretch. Spills to Healy. There's the time remaining. Dropped by Meldrum on the outer side. He's going to get a free kick. Meldrum, the defensive side of left centre wing. Sun breaking through at the present time. Good defensive mark by Dersma. Got to be close to best on ground, Dersma, for the role he's played today. Back towards half forward. His opposite number takes the mark. Rhys Jones feeds Dunlop. Dunlop goes out wide. Kernahan, what a great mark that was in front. Steve Kernahan using his body. Centering kick. Melbourne have got the numbers. Newport with courage almost took the mark. He's going to get the free, and deservedly so.
From half-back, Johnson is loose. Gets away from Bradley. Just pushing into the middle. Yates again. High to half forward. Steins gets front spot, but some illegal shepherding will see Melbourne lose the football. Goes back to Kennedy. To Alvin. The Blues going nowhere fast as they make another change. Madden is coming off the ground again, and he'll be replaced by Ken Hunter. Blackwell winning that contest with Healy. To half forward. Bradley tries to soccer off the ground. He loses it, so Newport picks it up and thumps it back to the wing again. Satori's kick, a poor one, onto the chest of big Jim Steins.
It's like a 50-metre penalty, Sandy. Well, I must admit, I did not see what it was for.
I was about to say Melbourne doing it at will. I think the crowd is a little confused as well. No one on the mark. So he takes his kick. It's long. Is it there? No, it's not. Satori. On to Alvin, who pushes wide to Rhys Jones.
Rhys Jones quickly to Aitken. Aitken runs it up towards half-back. Kicks towards centre wing. Melbourne. All Melbourne. The mark is taken by Lovett.
Dennis, that's because Stephen Kernahan really is falling in the trap of kick chasing and going too far up the ground. They've really got to have someone at centre-half forward.
They've got somebody at centre-half back at the moment. Satori, who didn't do too well, but got it across to support. Rhys Jones has got it now. He got it from Glasgow. It comes to Meldrum towards half-forward with a kick. Dorotich is in front. Knocked away by Hughes. Opportunity for Bradley. Great desperation, though, by a Melbourne player, but it's soccered off the ground by Hunter.
Fancy a splash in a tropical lagoon? Put it on Diners.
Want a cheese slice with more tasty cheddar?
Better buy bigger super slices.
Homemade cheeseburgers?
Better buy bigger.
Do-it-yourself snacks?
Is that yummy, darling?
Better buy bigger, the tastier cheese.
Can that goal start a Carlton revival? Satori on the ball, up against Steins. Johnston shoved into the ground. So often you find this man at the bottom of the pack. Wayne Johnston sending Carlton forward. You know what, if they got a couple of quick ones, it would certainly make it interesting. But here's a man who's doing everything in his power to stop it. Newport. Wider. Viney chasing, won't get there. Quite happy to see it drift over the line with just under 12 minutes of this all-important third quarter remaining. Carlton wanting goals and wanting them badly. Wayne Blackwell has to give it back after an infringement on that throw-in. Healy has the kick. Melbourne fans will be delighted to see him picking up plenty of touches today. Stretch. Wide he goes, out of bounds on the full. In fact, it had gone just before, so the boundary umpire has a 35-metre sprint to retrieve it, and back it'll come again.
Actually, from that kick of Wayne Johnson's in the centre of the ground before, Kernahan let out wide. Johnson ignored him and kicked to a stack of Melbourne players. And that's what I mean. Carlton just aren't kicking the ball to there. You must force it through there occasionally.
Sartorian Steins, Spalding onto Lyon. Forward they go again, inside 50. A chance for Jackson. He can go over the top to Steve O'Dwyer, or will he do it himself? He does.
4 goals for Ricky Jackson. And when you think that only 16 goals have been scored in the game, 25% of the goals, it's a pretty big effort. And he really has caused a lot of damage up forward. Here it is again. Kennedy again going to ground and easily sort of pushed off the ball and made it very easy for Jackson. And Dunlop in 2 minds whether to come off his line or not. Obviously he chose the wrong thing to do.
Melbourne 75, Carlton 34. The Demons answering every challenge. Yates held without it by Murphy, and he'll get the free kick alongside the centre circle. They've been dominant inside the centre square. Carlton have looked best, of course, when they've got it out, but that's been all too infrequently. Yates, he's been a star towards half forward. Spalding in from the side, couldn't take the mark. Alvin dives on top of it. He's surrounded now. Crashing in down there is Viney. Healy gets up holding his head, and there'll be a ball up about 35 metres out from Melbourne's attacking goal. 10.5 minutes remain in this third period. And Melbourne looking good. O'Dwyer wins it down. Rhys Jones knocks it away. Lyon could have almost got the free kick and will. That was bad luck for Satori. He was committed to a tackle, but Lyon played it very shrewdly, just knocking the ball away and turning. And Satori collected him on the way through. Lyon has 3 goals, all in the first term. Now a chance to bring up his 4th and stretch the lead. It'll be out to 47 points if he gets this goal. And one senses on a day like today, that could be too much. Gary Lyon. Melbourne's hopes riding on this kick. It's a wayward one. Through for a minor score.
3 goals, 3 as Gary Lyon has kicked. Just looking at this Melbourne side today and seeing the enthusiasm they've got, and they have played very, very well. I wonder if this is the bounce they need to if they're going to play in the finals. This is the big impetus they need for the next 4 weeks.
Kennedy. Satori trying to flick it over the top. Lovell picked up by Alvin. Thrown unmercifully on the ground, and he's lost the football. Alvin over the centre. Dorotich comes storming over the top. Here's a chance for Herman. Pushing it wide. Nailey. Johnston has been outstanding. Alan Johnson. Stretch. On to Yates. Wilson is there for support. Picks it up now. Thought about going over the top again to Yates, but then elected to centre the football. Lyon couldn't pick it up. Rhys Jones can beautifully. Or Meldrum took his eye off it at the critical stage. It allowed Hughes through. Lyon to half forward. Out comes Steve O'Dwyer. Bang! Straight over the top of Aitken he goes. And Ian Aitken will take the free kick at half back. Towards centre wing he goes. Melbourne. Down towards Dorotich. Healy.
Dorotich is free.
Yeah.
Stanley Hughes certainly was going to drop his shoulder on John Dorotich then and just climbed into the back of him.
Drifting it in towards Hunter. Great fist away by Sean White, however. So the defence, which has been so stingy early in the season for Melbourne,
finding form again this afternoon, aided by these conditions. Hard for forwards. From the boundary throw in, Newport scrambles a kick towards half-back. Wilson got a fist on the ball. Glascott, hurried kick back towards the pocket. Johnston goes back with courage. And what a great mark that was. Outstanding mark by Wayne Johnston with the flight of the ball into unexplored territory there. Now, can he get a goal? The kick from about 45 metres. That's just the one goal. He's about 10 metres in from the boundary line. The good pocket for a left footer. Wayne Johnston with Carlton running out of time. Slides it right across the face. Big pack into the air off hands, and Melbourne would be happy with that. It runs out of bounds in the left full forward pocket. 29 points at quarter time, 33 points at half time, and now the Melbourne lead is 43 points. Kernahan's kick going nowhere. Johnson a mishandle in the pocket. Nailey socket through eventually by Steins. He's been everywhere this afternoon.
11-10. Plays 5 goals, 5. And Danny Hughes delighted to be back in the fray after doing time. Goes long to the outer side. Kernahan couldn't mark from behind. Tapped into the mud. Steins tries to get the handball away. Herman flicks it out. It's pushed wide. The opportunity for Yates. Scoops it up beautifully with the one hand. The members would love that. Great shepherding by Lyon. Puts Murphy out of business. On to Newport he goes. Danger again towards O'Dwyer. One grab.
Graham Yates has been exceptional on the wing. He's found space for himself, and it's almost like it's a pre-planned thing where as soon as the Melbourne defender gets it, he just ducks back into open space, and then he is very, very clever, and it ended up with big Steve O'Dwyer and a pretty good mark in probably the worst part of the ground that he has to kick from for this goal.
Right on 50 metres, and it was very, very difficult. The mark is taken by David Glascott at half-back. They try and run it out of defence. This is Aitken to Murphy. Into the middle. Love it. Great try. Hughes with strength. Love it again will have an opportunity. Now he has support. Grinter gets his kick under pressure, heads towards the line, and in fact beats Wayne Blackwell over it. So, a throw-in to take place. Melbourne still in the box seat.
There's the time remaining in the third quarter. Steins, beautifully done, down to Healy. Healy, the chip pass to Williams. He's on centre wing. Williams centres the ball. Wilson, was he pushed in the back? Doesn't matter, he's got the run of it. Coming across the mid in Kennedy. Well played by Wilson. Can he do something? He's still looking for the ball. Thumps it out. Lyon an opportunity. Well played by Herman. That's almost holding the ball. Healy will contest about 25 metres out from goal. Awkward bounce for O'Dwyer. Dunlop close to the boundary line. It's out of bounds and will be thrown in. Ball just breaking for Melbourne today. They've made a lot of their own luck, of course. And that's the result of it. 11-10 to 5-5. 4:46 remaining. Satori over the top. Alban close to the boundary line. And this will suit Melbourne. It can stay there all afternoon long as far as they're concerned. They're eyeing a place in the 5 now with some degree of confidence.
O'Dwyer and Satori. Herman burst through to Rhys Jones. Oh, trouble. It's a very sticky part of the ground, and it's tough going there. Kernahan flicking it over his shoulder, but straight to Lovett. State representative earlier this year after showing fine form. And certainly continued that form today. Williams. Hand pass a little too far, but it didn't matter. The ball was over the line. So the Blues will get the double chance. But no doubt be very concerned about their current form. Just under 4 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Melbourne high to the half-forward line. Johnson's kick smothered, so Hughes bends it back again. Dersma has been outstanding. Their runners have done well. Healy, it's a half forward, just going with a little chip pass. Williams, Glasgow headed for the boundary line. That's a little too early, because Williams is quick, but he's claimed by Alvin. Play on is the call. Lovell thought the whistle had sounded, so he picks it up and pulls it back towards O'Dwyer, who's waiting at the back. Jackson! Still with Jackson, over his shoulder, and a behind.
Oh, fantastic indication then of Jackson's pace. I would suggest he came from 4 or 5 metres behind the running players. Very, very quick indeed.
So here's Kennedy. 11-11 to 5-5. Kennedy straight down the middle. Dersma from behind trying to fist it forward, but the ball runs in the other direction. Johnston, oh, great courage as he crashed in there. All to no avail, though, as Spalding gets it out wide, taken by Stretch. There's a Melbourne player down. That's Wilson in the middle. Meantime, Melbourne work it forward. Healy from Yates. Healy right on the boundary line. There's Wilson.
Here
What's
it is,
Johnston?
Could be dangerous.
Meantime, the Melbourne skipper right on the boundary line in the right full forward pocket has been a star this afternoon. It'll take a very good kick from here. Centering kick. Kernahan should mark behind, doesn't. Alvin out of the congestion, straight out of bounds.
And Brian Wilson is being carried from the ground.
So that's a blow for Melbourne, not only in the short term. Here's Jackson. Has to be hoped he's okay. Centering kick from Jackson. Spalding couldn't hang on. Healy an opportunity to Yates from 40 metres out. He goes towards the pocket and finds Williams.
David Williams has been used off the bench. Hasn't goaled to date. But has a chance to put another nail in the Carlton coffin. 35 metres out. He fires at goal, and one behind his net.
Yes, Carlton have been using the ploy of going straight up the middle with the ruckman on the ball, trying to tap the ball back through the centre to try and reduce, obviously, the number of possessions. But Melbourne are reading it pretty well and really have cut it off most times.
Kennedy brings it back into play with just over a minute remaining. Steins dumps forward once again. Bit of heavy body work as Dunlop soccers off the ground, going in towards the middle. Blackwell has had a disappointing day. Grinter runs into Hannah.
Now Stephen Kernahan now having a run on the ball. Satori really at centre half forward, and Dorich is still on the half forward flank.
Steins gets a quick kick out. Rode pushes it forward. Stretch, almost leg. In fact, the umpire said he was. Stephen Stretch. Yates again is on his own. Well, there's only 20 seconds remaining. The Demons have a chance for another one if they're quick and good enough. Ian Herman may put a stop to it. No. Meldrum in the thick of things. Kennedy a tap forward to Glasgow. It's a high kick. And good work by Hannah. He should get Carlton out of trouble. On to Herman. They won't score. There's the siren. It's three-quarter time here at the MCG. Another winning quarter for Melbourne. Because at three-quarter time, the Demons lead 11-12, 78 to Carlton, 5-5, 35.
Positions, perhaps not quite as